Welcome to Mendix Low Code App Development's push-up and connectivity part. In this video, we will show you how to push a Mendix app to MindSphere and how to configure this app in MindSphere Launchpad. Let's start it. You wanna push an app to MindSphere. The first prerequisite is installing CloudFoundry CLI. If you look Siemens MindSphere documentation on the website, you can find the link for downloading the latest version of CloudFoundry CLI from GitHub. We download the right version and install it. We can write CLI commands on command prompt, Windows PowerShell, or any other operation system's terminal. According to Siemens guideline, the first command would be the login command to MindSphere. After that, you must take the temporary authentication code from the link that is provided. We open the URL and log in using your WebKey credentials to get a one-time code. Then enter the one-time code in the CLI. If it is the first time to log in, the user has to assign him or herself as Organization Manager and Space Developer. Let's do it. Additional information about roles can be found on cloudfoundry.org website. Here you see username, organization, and the role. After completing these steps, we should create space and set a target. This is the organization name and the space name. And here you see the username, organization, space, and the space role. Now we have to create a backing service. As a backing service, we use PostgreSQL, because PostgreSQL is the only one which is supported both by Mendix and MindSphere environments. We have to create a Mendix deployment package. Therefore, we open the app in the Mendix desktop modeler and select Project, Create Deployment Package. Select the desired development line and revision and set the version number. As a result, the deployment package is created in the releases folder of your project. You have to pay attention MDA file name because usually the default name length is more than 40 characters. The best way is to change the name to a simple one. Before pushing the app, you have to create a manifest file. We have already created our manifest file, so let's look inside. The manifest file contains app name, the path, build pack, disk quota, health check timeout, health check type, instances, memory, stack, and service name. Mendix apps require at least 512 megabytes of memory and disk quota to be able to run on MindSphere. After creating a manifest file, we should add it in the same folder with MDA file. Now we reach the last step, which is changing root directory in command prompt. Finally, we can push the app with only writing down cf push command. After successfully pushing an app to cloud, you have to configure app on MindSphere Launchpad. To open the developer cockpit from the Launchpad and to select the Dashboard tab. Click Create New Application, set the type to Standard, set the infrastructure to MindSphere CloudFoundry, fill in the display name of your app as you want it shown in the Launchpad. Fill in the internal name of your app, and this value must be identical to the value of cockpit application name which you have set in the single sign-on module of your Mendix app. Fill in a version for your app, fill in a description of your app if required, fill in the component name, and this must be identical to the app name you set in the manifest file. Fill in the CloudFoundry direct URL. For this, we use cf-app outweb IoT to get URL in command prompt. As you can see, outweb IoT is our app name. You have to change your app name and you use cf-app and your app name. Copy and paste it. Click the plus button next to the components to add endpoints. Specify with /** as the endpoint to allow you to access all endpoints relevant to your application and click Save. Click Edit icon to upload an app icon for your app. Set the configurations, content security policy value to the following, which is taken from Siemens MindSphere documentation. Click Save to save all these details. Before registering the app, we should add roles. Switch to the Authorization Management tab, select your application, create an application scope and select which MindSphere roles it is assigned to. We have to add also core roles which are required for your application. Additional information about core roles can be found on MindSphere documentation. If we want to connect our application outside of MindSphere Launchpad interface, we should activate application credentials, but this is optional. To do this, select App Credentials tab, select the application, click Issue Access, select Read and Write, save Client ID and Client Secret. You don't see the Client ID and Client Secret here, because it is credential to your tenant name. With this, we can register our app. Switch to the Dashboard tab. Open the application details and click on Register. The last step is assigning the Mendix application roles. Open the Settings app from the Launchpad and switch to the Roles tab. Choose the application role you want to assign from the list of roles. Click Edit User Assignment, select User, click Next and save. Log out from MindSphere and log in again. To see every change what we have done, you have to log out from MindSphere and log in again. Thank you for watching.